Do you know that just by collecting at the right time, the merit can increase exponentially? The high-ranking officials all use the golden hour to govern, because this is the time when the cosmic energy merges. It is easy to receive the great good news. But do you know when is the best time to collect? If you collect at the wrong time, you may be wasting your effort and not getting the greatest benefit. Let's explore the golden hour collected in this video, so that every minute of action becomes an endless stream of good news. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to Explore Around Us channel to receive more Buddhist knowledge to help you live a peaceful and happy life. Let's get started. Have you ever met someone who has been practicing for many years, but his mind is still full of trouble? His karma has not yet transformed? Or there are people who just need a short time to practice correctly, their life will change dramatically. Why is it that with a sutra and a Buddha's words, some people feel calm immediately, while others just feel sad and bored? The problem is not only in the practice method, but also in the time you practice. The Buddha taught that if you practice at the right time, your merit will increase rapidly. If you practice at the wrong time, your mind will not be calm, and it will be difficult to get the great good news. So when is the best time to practice? When do you practice to help your karma disappear quickly? The following story will make you think about how you have been practicing for so long. Once upon a time, there were two monks who also practiced meditation. The first was advised by a monk that if you want your mind to be calm, you have to practice at special times when your mind is not polluted by worldly life. And so every day at dawn, when the sun is not yet rising, this person woke up, meditated in silence. The second person thought that it is important to have a sincere heart, not just watch the time to practice. Then it will be effective. Therefore, he only practiced when he had free time, sometimes in the afternoon, sometimes after a long, tiring day. After a while, a miracle happened. The first person felt more and more light-hearted. His mind dissipated, and everything in life gradually became clear. When he meditated, he easily achieved a deep state of peace, and his wishes were easily fulfilled. The second person was the opposite. The more he practiced, the more tired he felt. Nothing changed. Even the more he meditated, the more peaceful he felt, the more anxious he was. Finally, he found the monk and asked, "Master, I have been practicing for a long time, but why do I still have a headache? I still don't see any change?" The monk just smiled lightly and replied, "The seed is good, but if it is planted when the soil is dry, can it germinate?" Do you know why the time to practice is so important? 1. The time to determine the tranquility of the mind, early in the morning, when the mind is not disturbed, is the best time to plant the seed of goodness into the mind. If the mind is full of worry, tension, expectations, easy to start, hard to collect results. 2. The energy of the universe and the frequency of vibration. In a day, there are times when the frequency of the energy of the universe harmonizes with the human mind. That's why, in special times, reverence, meditation will have a force many times more than normal. 3. The power of habit and force. Every day, at the same time, you are regulating your mind, creating a deep mark in your soul. As well as a small stream of flowing water will flow deep into the stone, and the objectivity will create transformation. So, what happens if you don't practice at the right time? Many people wonder, what if I don't have a fixed time to practice? If I can only practice when I'm busy, does it matter? The answer is, all times are precious. But if you can practice at the right time, you will achieve faster transformation. Think about planting seeds. Planting seeds in the spring, the tree will sprout quickly. Planting seeds in the winter, the tree is difficult to develop. So is the mind. If you practice at the right time, the mind is easier to open. The merit is greater. So, where is the golden time to practice? Is there a time frame that helps you easily achieve peace and wisdom? The next part will reveal the holy moments that the Buddha advises you to practice. Don't leave. If you want to know which time frame helps you to be more spiritual, helps you to achieve the highest effect, let's see the next part. Have you ever heard this saying? With a verse, with a sutra, sometimes it resonates, sometimes it doesn't feel anything. There are times when you just need to sit meditation for 10 minutes and your mind is calm. But there are also times when you sit all the time and your imagination still rises. The problem is not in you. The problem is in the time you practice. The Buddha teaches that one day there are 2 golden frames. And if you collect them at this time, your merit will grow stronger. Your karma will be easier to eliminate many times. So what are those times? Let's find out. The first golden frame. 4 to 6 in the morning. Do you wonder why early in the morning is the golden time to practice? There is a fact that few people notice. Most of the monks, the high-ranking monks, all wake up very early to meditate. To meditate on the Lord. Why is that? Because from 4 to 6 in the morning is the time between night and day, when the cosmic energy reaches its most tranquil state. At this time, the person has just escaped from a deep sleep. The mind has not been disturbed by worries all his life. The space around is quiet, which makes it easy to enter the golden frame. Connect with a higher energy. There is a Zen master who used to say that during the 30 years of meditation, I realized that just one day I missed this golden frame. My state of mind for the whole day will be confused. And that is true for anyone. Anyone who has ever meditated in the morning has the same feeling. The mind is brighter, less disturbed by thoughts. That day, everything was smooth. The mind was clear, awake. Tonkin. Chi Chu. Meditation at this time will have a strong response. So, what should you do at this time? The best meditation is quiet meditation or breathing meditation. Tonkin. Chi Chu. Chanting Buddha. 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 This is the holy frame of time, where the wishes are easier to achieve. The second golden frame. 20:22 p.m. Why is the evening also an important time for meditation? If the morning is a time of enlightenment, the evening is the time to purify the mind, erase the troubles in the day. Do you notice it? When are the times when your mind is most unstable? When do you feel the most anxious? When you lie in bed but your mind is still full of thoughts. When you're about to sleep, but your heart is still full of worries, regrets, and frustration? If we don't get rid of these negative energies, they will gradually, day by day, turn into paranoia, causing mental and physical problems. The story of a man who lost his sleep for decades. There was a man who had lost his sleep for more than 10 years. He tried everything, from sleeping pills to psychotherapy, but nothing could help him sleep well, until an angel guided him to a simple method. Every night, before going to bed, he would spend 15 minutes to chant, meditate, and meditate. Only after a week of practice, the miracle happened. He slept better, slept deeper, and had no nightmares. His mind was lighter, but his worries gradually disappeared. After 3 months, he felt like he was reborn. So, what should you do now? Meditate, chant, get rid of all the troubles. Meditate, relax your mind, chant, meditate, and pray. Try to gather in this time frame. You will feel the difference only after a few days. Now ask yourself, have you ever gathered in this time? If not, you will try right away from tomorrow. The next part We will find out about the special days in the month when the collection can increase the merit more strongly. Don't miss it because these days can change your fortune. Have you ever felt that there are days when you collect very easily? But there are days when it's hard to concentrate no matter how hard you try? Have you noticed that some days in the month when you worship, chant Buddha, everything seems to be more quick, more gentle? The fortune increases stronger? It's not a coincidence. In Buddhism, there are special days that if collected at this time, the merit will double, even 10 times more than normal days. So what are these days and why do they have such special power? Collecting Buddha statues like a monk for 24 hours. What is collecting Buddha statues? Collecting Buddha statues is with 8 special statues to help a monk live like a monk for 24 hours. The suitable days to collect Buddha statues are 8th, 14th, 15th, 23rd, 29th, 30 lunar calendar days near the end of the month when the energy of karma is easy to transform. The big holidays in Buddhism. The full moon. Why do these days have special energy? These are the full moon. Full moon. When the positive energy of the earth is stable, it helps the mind of people to be calmer. In the scriptures, it is said that these days, the gods and bodhisattvas often show mercy to sentient beings. If collected on these days, the merit will increase many times because we are following the stream of cosmic energy. The story of the man who changed his life just after a day of collecting Buddha statues. There was a man who was a greedy businessman. All his life, he only thought about how to make more money. One day, he accidentally passed by a pagoda on the day of collecting Buddha statues. The abbot said to him, "I will try to leave everything one day. No killing, no lying, no greed, no busy time. See if I feel anything different." And so he tried to practice one day as an abbot. The miracle happened. Just after one day, he felt his mind was light, no longer tormented by worries. And from then on, he decided to spend at least one day a month to practice bodhicitta. You can try another day. One day live like an abbot to feel what millions of people have experienced. The full moon days. Collect one day for 100 years of merit. During the year, there are special days when collecting Buddha statues, the fortune increases by 100 times compared to the full moon days. Below are the days you should not miss. One full moon day. It is called the full moon day, the day of light, when the force of Buddha comes out the strongest. This is the day that praying, chanting, and benefiting will have a much stronger effect. In some temples, this is also the day that the French monks open the wisdom for the public. April. Le Phatdan. The day of the birth of the Buddha is the time when the heavens are all happy. The merit collected on this day can help to maintain the good karma, open the path to enlightenment. July. Ulan Bahu. The day of praying for the salvation of the dead. The dead. To release the karma for the dead. If you chant the Buddha's name, pay homage to the virtue in this day. Not only help yourself, but also save your ancestors, relatives, and relatives. 4. In October. This day is considered a closing day of the energy cycle in the year, helping to prepare the mind for a new beginning. It is the best time to liberate, let go, purify the mind. So should you practice these days? If you want to increase your virtue quickly, take advantage of these special days. If you want to purify your mind, eliminate negative karma, try chanting the Buddha's name at least once a month. So have you ever practiced these days? If not, are you ready to start? In the next part, we will learn about the secrets that help you maintain a long-term collection without being interrupted. As a teacher, I advise you to keep watching because these secrets will help you build a long-term collection. Have you ever been determined to collect every day, but then missed the midterm because you were too busy? Have you ever been excited to chant the Buddha's name for a while, then felt bored, no longer inspired? Practicing is not difficult. But maintaining the mind is the biggest challenge. A practitioner does not win over anyone, but wins over himself. Win over laziness, win over life's obstacles. So how to collect without being interrupted? How to make every day of practice no longer a compulsion, but a joy. A part that cannot be missing in life. The secret here is not only in the discipline, but also in the way you collect. Many people collect for a while and then give up, because they don't really understand what their purpose is. Some people practice because they hope for peace. But when faced with a challenge, they are discouraged. Some people chant the Buddha's name because they want to be blessed, but can't see the change and give up. Some people meditate, but only see it as a relaxation method, not a deep understanding of the nature. Practicing is not to avoid suffering, but to understand suffering, transform suffering. Practicing is not to hope for a quick result, but to practice an immobile mind in the face of every situation. Ask yourself, what do you collect for? If you have a strong enough reason, you will not give up easily. Do you notice? A bad habit, if repeated over and over again, will become a part of you. But a good habit, if maintained consistently, will create a new life. Collecting is the same. If you spend a little time collecting every day, it will gradually become an indispensable part of life. How to create a consistent habit of collecting? Start with the smallest things. Don't force yourself to meditate 1 hour a day immediately. Start from 5 to 10 minutes a day. Then gradually increase. Attach your collection to a habit. For example, before going to bed, instead of swiping your phone, spend a few minutes of meditation. Set a fixed schedule. Choose a time in the day, morning, early, or night, to meditate. Meditate. The secret of success is not in the big things you do in a day, but in the little things you do every day. If you turn collecting into a part of your life, you will no longer feel it is a duty, but a joy. One of the reasons why many people give up collecting is that they have no one to accompany them. A single candle is easy to be blown out by the wind. But if many candles burn together, they will protect each other. So how to have a collecting community? Participate in online or offline workshops. Currently, there are many workshops to help you maintain your mind. Find a companion. Find someone with the same direction, and remind each other to practice every day. Connect with Buddhist groups. If there are people around you who also collect, join to be more motivated. The more people accompany you, the easier it is for you to go together on the path of collecting. Have you ever met this case? Just started collecting, very excited, contemplating, meditating for hours, but after a while, I was bored and lost motivation. There are people who hope for a quick result, but when they do not see a change, they are confused and lose faith. Collecting is not a race. Collecting is not to achieve something immediately. The secret here is to just do it. Do not expect too much. If you keep collecting regularly, one day, the transformation will come naturally and you do not have to try. Do not turn collecting into a burden. Let it become a gentle, natural journey. If you want to collect sustainably, don't just think about it or act right now. Determine your collecting purpose. Start from small things every day. Find a community or a friend to accompany you. Let go of expectations. Just persevere. Have you ever stopped collecting? Do you want to start again? In the next part, we will explore how to return to virtue in the right way. The key to make a fortune and transform your career. Do not leave. This is the most important part to help your virtue not be wasted. Have you ever heard this sentence? Make a fortune but do not know how to return, like pouring water into a bottle. Collecting but not returning. Virtue is only 1 in 10. You used to worship, chant Buddha, do good deeds, but still feel that life has not changed much. You have heard about returning to virtue, but do not know how to achieve the highest effect. The truth is, If you do not know how to return correctly, your virtue may be wasted and not bring back the greatest benefit. But if you know how to return correctly, your virtue will grow, your career will disappear faster, more quickly. So what is returning? How to return correctly? And why is this one of the most important factors in collecting? Returning to virtue means transferring your virtue from the good deeds you have done to all beings, ancestors, relatives, and yourself. Virtue is like a candle. When you share the light, it does not go away but spreads more. There are two main types of returning. 1. Returning to beings, family, ancestors, helping them to reduce suffering, escape, and encounter many misfortunes. 2. Returning to yourself, helping to improve your career, create benefits on the path to collect and live. Why is returning important? Helping virtue not be wasted, creating a connection between you and all beings, increasing your compassion, giving blessings, transforming karma, creating positive changes in life. The story of the Zen master and the lesson of returning to virtue. Once upon a time, there was a very diligent Zen master. He meditated every day, meditated for many hours, did many good deeds, but did not see a clear transformation in life. One day, the Zen master met a high-ranking person and asked, "Why do you meditate for many years but still do not see the manifestation of virtue?" The high-ranking person smiled and said, "Do you return to virtue?" The Zen master nodded and said that he had never practiced returning to virtue. The high-ranking person explained, "Doing good deeds but not returning to virtue is like picking seeds but not watering them. No matter how good the seed is, it is difficult to germinate." From that day on, the Zen master began to return to virtue after each period of meditation, and bodhicitta. Remember, when you collect and do good deeds, do not forget to return to virtue, because only when you know how to return to virtue, your good deeds can develop and your karma will be eliminated, helping you and those around you to have a better life. The miracle happened only in a short time. He felt that his life had changed significantly. His soul was lighter, and everything in life had become clearer. Therefore, virtue only truly flourishes when it is returned to virtue. Many people return to virtue but do not know how to lead to virtue that cannot be transformed correctly. So how to return to virtue most effectively? Step 1. Create true virtue. Virtue obtained from meditation, bodhicitta, doing good deeds, helping others. Most importantly, you have to do it with sincerity, not expecting personal gain. Step 2. Return to a large mind. If you only return to yourself, your karma will be small. If you return to all sentient beings, your karma will increase rapidly. Please return in this way. Wish to bring this virtue. Return to all sentient beings, parents, ancestors, relatives. Wish for everyone to be at peace. Eliminate karma, and increase wisdom. Wish to return to yourself to have enough karma to collect. Avoid all obstacles. The larger your mind, the greater your karma. Step 3. Return immediately after creating virtue. Return immediately after meditation, or doing good deeds. If you leave it for too long, your virtue may be lost. Many people are worried, if I return to virtue, will my karma be lost? The answer is no. Returning does not lose virtue, but also helps virtue spread more widely. Like a candle. When you use it to light other candles, the light does not go away, but increases rapidly. So please return as widely as possible. If you have and are collecting, do not let your virtue be lost in a useless way. Start practicing return right now. After each meditation, meditate for a few minutes to return to virtue. Return with a large heart for all sentient beings, parents, ancestors, and yourself. Remember that returning does not lose virtue. but only makes virtue grow stronger. Have you ever practiced return? If not, will you start today? Heart. The golden hour is not only the best time to connect with the cosmic energy, but also helps you pick up deep virtues. Try to apply it and feel the change in your soul. You can feel a clearer mind, a brighter mind, and a more peaceful life every day. But don't forget, the secret of the golden hour is not just stopping here. There are many correct ways to practice waiting for you to discover. Do you want to know more about other holy moments? How to collect to reach the highest boundary? Please leave a comment to share your feelings. And don't forget to subscribe to Explore Around Us channel right now to continue the journey together. Thank you for watching. I wish you always peace and tranquility on the way to collect.